And one other big thing that is extremely estrogenic and extremely problematic is EE2s. EE2 is just a chemical that's coming, remember we spoke about it, the birth hormone, the contraceptive. So it literally is like the pill that girls take. So they take the pill every single day for whatever reason they want to. And it means they can't get pregnant and everything. It genuinely kind of messes their hormones significantly. To think about it, they're taking a pill. Just imagine this, right? They're taking a pill that literally stops them from being able to get pregnant. We're kind of like, we know this technology, we know this like medicine or something, right? We know it now, but just think about what's going to happen inside of a woman for that to actually be like successful. It destroys their hormone profile. And when they pee, it is excreted. And it's not like I don't know about you, but I always had the perception that like our water would be incredibly clean because, you know, like, oh yeah, the government just fixes it. The government just cleans it. And it's true, if you live in like a developed country, there is a pretty good like water filtration system. You know, like we shit in the toilet, but like you don't get shit in your water or anything, right? So they've got things like chemicals that destroy like, you know, bacteria and everything, and all the waste gets filtered out, so we get essentially clean water. But it's got chemicals and hormones. Hormones can't really be filtered out because hormones are extremely, like from my understanding, extremely small molecules, and they can't be like killed by chemicals or heat or anything because hormones can't be killed, they're not alive. It's just like literally molecules. So it's problematic. We literally have women all around the world, like a lot, like the use of the pill has skyrocketed. Just peeing into the toilet. And with, you know, filtration and cleaning, like we end up drinking that. This is like, I know this probably sounds weird and you're thinking, no, that's not how it happens. But like, this is literally just like the water filtration system. We drink the same water as the dinosaurs did. But there's a crucial step we're missing, which is the filtration of hormones. So we've mentioned BPA so far, right? BPA is just, we can say, one chemical that's in plastics that we know for a fact is estrogenic, right? So BPA is just one chemical that's in plastics, right? There's a rise recently of people talking about BPA for really good reason, and that BPA is extremely bad for us, right? So what people have spoke about is with plastic bottles, and like consumers, you know, like normal people are telling companies, okay, we won't settle for anything which isn't like BPA free. And so like, you know, companies are making new water bottles that've got BPA free and everything. But if they're plastic, they've just got other ingredients in them. It's still plastic. And so BPA acts like estrogen, right? And there's a few things here which you might not have thought of. Credit cards, which we keep in our wallet, which we put next to our balls. And you know the one that hurts me personally, that genuinely hurt me, that I had surgery for at the start of this year. I genuinely had like a full-on surgery, like they put me to sleep and everything. They snipped my balls and everything. I'm not even, like, I know this sounds like silly or something, like this is actually serious. Like this is like, there's a medical condition called varicocele for men. And a lot of men have it. And it's when the veins in your balls essentially feel like they've just like clamped up and become like a big, like they get tangled up essentially. The veins in your balls are usually on one side, just suddenly gets like tangled up. And it's somewhat painful, but it's like a dull pain. It's like a 1 out of 10 pain, but it's just there 24/7. So you kind of ignore it sometimes, right? But it's actually one of the biggest causes of infertility as well. Like people who have that, men who have a varicocele, are drastically more likely to be infertile than men who don't. And you can just check if you've got one. Obviously, I'm not a doctor or something, so you should go get like an examination or whatever. But you can check if you've got one. Literally just grab your balls and feel like above your balls, like more towards like the inside of you. And just kind of like slightly, very like softly press on like the veins that are there. And usually on your right side, you'll feel that, yep, you know, there's like a few like 2 veins or something. Okay, that's normal. But then if you feel on your left, if you feel the exact same thing, there's nothing else. Yeah, 2 lines of veins. Okay, no, that's fine. But if you feel like a clump of veins, that's most likely a varicocele. It might feel like a bag of worms that are like, you know, like all tangled up like worms, right? And you can feel the texture and everything. That's a varicocele. I got it, noticed it for a while, eventually got surgery, right? And when I heard of BPA and that there is a hyper concentrated amounts of BPA on receipts. Like, do you know when you go to a store, you go to the cashier, you buy it with your card or with cash, and would you like your receipt? And they give you the receipt. There is a hyper concentrated amount of BPA on there. There's not like plastic on there, but it's like the chemical that they use to make this kind of receipt paper that they pull out of the card machine. There's a hyper concentrated amount of that when you get a receipt. And I don't know about you, but I think a lot of guys can say this. When you get a receipt as a man, where do you put it? You take out your wallet, you put it in your wallet, you put your wallet back on your left side, which I assume, right, this could just be me just trying to like jump to conclusions, but I'm pretty sure that most guys will keep their phone on their right pocket and their wallet on their left. If you're based and you know this stuff already, you're probably thinking, no, I keep both in like some like EMG free bag or something, right? But for most guys, probably phone on the right side, wallet on the left. Am I right? Wallet on the left side with 20 receipts in there, which have got a hyper concentrated amount of BPA next to your balls. And the overwhelming majority of men who get varicocele, it's on the left side, and no one's really been able to figure out why. Like, maybe there's something different between our left and right side, and maybe that's why. But is this a far-fetched like conspiracy theory that I'm onto here? But I always kept mine on my left, bro. I kept a wallet with like 20 receipts in my pocket on the left for years without really knowing it was a bad thing. And